Hello everyone, G-Pop here, and much to the surprise of everyone and also no one, Saber has been added to the game to Melty Blood type Lumina. And you know what? Everyone was kind of expecting, Saber to be added to this game. Um, there's many reasons why. First of all, there have been kind of hints at a crossover character. There's been many fake leaks that's been saying, oh, Saber's gonna be included in the game because she's probably one of the safest picks to be, say, like, oh yeah, Saber's gonna be in the game, stuff like that. And just considering Fate Stay Night's incredibly huge popularity all over the world, it's just not a surprise. And the other big reason why they're expecting a crossover like Saber is because in the previous Melty Blood game, and from Actress Again and Current Code, we had a crossover character called Ryogi Shiki, who is actually a character from Kara no Kyokai. She doesn't exist in Tsukihime whatsoever. So in that one, Ryogi is the crossover character. So that's for that one. They're expecting a crossover character in this case, and of course it's Saber. And I believe Masu always said that he always wanted Saber to show up, kind of like a Melty Blood game or something like that. So, again, just not a big surprise. And, as we can see here, summoned from a parallel world, a Knight of Night should not even be here. She even says, like, what is she even doing here? So, let's go ahead and watch this trailer. I am watching this during my lunch break. I apologize for not reacting to this earlier. It's just, again, every time they release something at 6 a.m. or something like that, I cannot react to it until, like, my lunch break. And I've been doing my best to avoid any kind of spoiler in her gameplay whatsoever. Like, people has already gotten their hands on Melty Blood type Lumina because it's already released in East Asia. And I've just been doing my best to watch streams, but avoiding them as much as possible whenever I see people playing, like, as soon as I see them playing Saber. And unfortunately, everyone's playing Saber immediately because they want to see how this new crossover character, this brand new character, all that. Anyways, enough about that. Let's go and start watching this video, and then we'll just do a quick breakdown. Yep, that's definitely Saber. Alright, so her sword is invisible. So that's actually lore reasons. Makes sense. Ooh, okay. Okay, so she got that. Okay. She looks interesting, actually. She's fast. Alright, you know what? Yeah, she has a lot of good stuff, cool stuff. Oh, man. And it's fitting that she's fighting Arco, the two heroines. Ooh, nice. Oh, of course, she's got Excalibur. Alright, that's her signature special. But anyways, ooh, nice art here too. Okay, but anyways, let's break this down a bit. So one thing I want to state before I continue on, something I forgot to mention before we started this, but my personal opinion on Saber being added to this game, I was like expecting it, and I'll be honest, I'm not like the most excited about Saber as a character. Yes, I'm happy that they're the Fate representative because Fate's big, and I like Fate too. And I have nothing wrong against Saber. It's not like I dislike her. I'm not like a fan of her either. I'm like, she's cool and everything. My only issue is that, well, at least my concern before seeing this was that I was thinking, my concern was that she's going to be a very boring, straightforward, hard hitter. Because every other fighting game she's been in so far, I think Nitro plus Blaster, she was there as a crossover character. And in a sense, also, Fate Unlimited Codes, she's always considered like a boring character compared to the rest of the cast because she was very, like, slow and like very straightforward, just like her character. Her character is very straightforward and stuff like that, very methodical. So I was kind of very concerned that they would do that, but Kamone being Kamone, he managed to make her at least more interesting in this trailer. So let's break it down a bit and see what kind of she has. I will do my best to like break it down. I have watched Fate and stuff like that, so I can kind of give a bit of backstory on that. I haven't played the visual novel, unfortunately. I'm not much of a visual novel guy, but yeah, let's break this down a bit and see what we have here. So first thing to know, people who is not familiar with Fate, this is not much of a spoiler because it's kind of like very early on in the show and everything. Saber hides her sword, and she hides it through, like, I guess power of wind or something, but I guess in some way makes it invisible. I don't know what's the magic behind this, but it just does. And how this works is that she hides her sword invisible to hide her identity. And that is because in Fate, there's a Grail War, and everyone has to, like, all the servants have to kill each other. Servants are like characters summoned by magicians, by mages, and usually these servants are like either through historical means, through mythology, or something like that. Something, at least, like, something that considers them a servant. And it doesn't have to be like something from the past, like historical. It can be something from future too, which I won't spoil about that because that's kind of spoiler if you've never watched Fate before, so I'll avoid that. But, yeah, so she hides her sword because what she carries, if you know the story of King Arthur, she is actually quote-unquote King Arthur, but in the Fate universe, King Arthur was actually female who kind of disguised herself, not like disguised as a male, but kind of like acted like a kind of male to hide her, you know, gender and stuff like that. So people can take her seriously because she was the one who took out the sword of Excalibur from the stone. So, because the story of the Sword of Excalibur is so famous in history, she has to hide her sword because as soon as they recognize that she has the Excalibur, then they basically know what she is, who she is, and how they can deal with that. So that's kind of how, like, servants like to hide their identity as well. Some of them don't care. They're like, oh no, I want to show off because they can't kill me. But some of them are actually methodical and they don't want to show their identity because if they do, then people can use historical events to find out how to defeat them, kind of thing. So that's kind of why she's hiding her sword, so people don't know that she's Excalibur, and then they can plan around that. So that's why her sword is like kind of invisible, but full of gust. So, anyways, you should fight me with everything you have. You know, very straightforward character. Sure, I'll be your opponent. Yeah, and it's very fitting that the two heroines of the two biggest Type Moon IPs, Tsukihime and Fate, are like fighting each other, so this makes a lot of sense. And they're also showing this stage too. We didn't still see the stage in the character thing. Anyways, counter hit, air normal, 5A. I think this is auto combo. No, it's not. So I think that's a special. Yeah, that's definitely a special. Oh, no, that's her. Okay, never mind. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, let's go back a bit. Okay, so right here, air normal. 5A, I guess 5C, and then this is like 5CC. That's auto combo normal, and then rapid beat. It's okay. Rapid B, jump C, jump B, jump C. Air throw. Cool. Very good air throw, too. It looks like it'll put her right beside you. And she has a dodge move, and that's actually pretty cool. So it shows that she's actually pretty mobile. So, 2B into EX. Whirlwind, which makes sense because she has a lot of wind-based attacks, and she can follow up from that. Yeah, and then she does some ground normals there. I have no idea what these normals are. So, let's break this down a bit. So he dashes up. I'm assuming that's like 5B, 5C. C? Something like that? I don't know. That's kind of weird. It's been always weird how ground normals work because we can't do auto combo since we went over that. Can't do like 5CC because that's auto combo. So I wonder if there's like a 4C or something like that, or a 6C, because I think Hisui has 6C. So she has an overhead move, which is a skill bonus. That's a special. And then she's able to moon drive cancel that into 2C, or maybe 2C auto combo. But no, but she doesn't go in launcher. She does something there. I don't know what that is. And then she has a dive move. Oh, okay. She has a dive move, but she either cancels it early. Let's go back a bit. So she goes up. Jump B, jump C. So, it doesn't say skill bonus. So it's like maybe a 2C. That I guess cancel early. I think either that's a follow-up or like that automatically happens. So kind of interesting. It doesn't know, like it did kind of a ground bounce a bit. like when you see her do this, it does ground bounce, but I wonder if you can call... No, you can't, because she's still recovering. So she has like a dash forward move, and to the slash. It looks like that's what her skill is. So she looks like a lot of her mobility will also include from her specials. So, which is fine. I think it kind of increases her mobility. If this was previous Melty Blood, she would totally be a step dash character. But, you know, this is a game that has runs, and she, you know, she has, again, a move that moves her back and then charges. Oh, when you charge it, I guess it doesn't do a follow-up, which she tries to do a 5A, 5B, Moon Skill version, which is the overhead. And yeah, she just gets hit. Okay, here comes the clash stuff, you know, the usual. Dash back, dash forward, nope. Shield, and jump forward, yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. It's a 2 mainstays. So 2 C's, I see. 4C, I guess. Charge C, which is cool, so she can do that, charge C. Into the dive forward thing. Ooh, oh wow, she does 3 slashes, which is really cool. She actually looks pretty cool. I'm actually glad that they made her cool. And then her classic arc drive, which is clearly Excalibur. This was no way. There was no doubt it would be Excalibur. Excalibur, what? It's like what's that move called? Something Phantasm. But it's like her basically every servant has this move that they kind of use to finish off. Marble Phantasm, I think. No, sorry. Noble Phantasm, not Marble Phantasm. Sorry. It's a Noble Phantasm. So that's her Noble Phantasm attack. And it's basically every servant has a Noble Phantasm attack, which is like their strong, super strong attack that comes out to kind of use as like a finishing move against other servants, assuming it works. So that's kind of her thing. So makes sense. Yeah, pretty cool. You know what? In the end, I'm actually glad of this inclusion. At first I was kind of really concerned that she was going to be like a very boring character, kind of like how she was in the fighting games, like I said. But no, she looks pretty interesting. So you know, I'm glad of this inclusion now. So happy for all the people, all the fans who wanted Saber, who wanted a Fate rep. You got her. So really happy for you guys. I don't think they announced anything in terms of DLC, so I haven't watched the actual live stream yet, but I've heard that they also announced that there's a boss rush mode, which is cool, which means it implies that there's multiple bosses in the Melty Blood story, Melty Blood type Lumina story, so it's pretty cool. They also said that please, and I would also say, please do not spoil anything for people who play like the story mode for Miyako. And it was Miyako and Red Arc. They say do not play the story mode for that, but also like most likely because there's very huge story spoilers implications. So yeah, that's what they said. But yeah, Saber is now an included character, the second crossover character in this game. So if we get Ryogi, this would be a crazy crossover of Ryogi, Saber, and Arc in one game. But yeah, no, Saber is in this game. So before I end this video, I do want to talk about a few things. So like I said, there have been people who already got their hands on the game, and people were already talking about in the Melty Blood Discord about what are some things we found already. So I will talk a little bit about that. I won't go into in depth because, you know, again, I did my analysis and stuff like that. But basically, what we've seen is that the first things we've seen already, overheads are there's no instant overhead fuzzies anymore. So like air normals work exactly like Under Night. So what happened in Under Night is that if you jump up in the air and try to do an instant overhead, it will be considered a mid, which means you can block it low. So that's only if you are rising, which means if you're jumping in the air and you're still going upwards, all air normals will be considered mid. But as soon as you start falling, then they'll be considered like overhead, which means you can still do like, you know, like Hisui doing multiple overhead fuzzies, but you can't just do an instant overhead. So characters that will break this, characters who will lose a lot on this is Kohaku, because one of Kohaku's biggest strengths is that while Plant is down, she does instant overhead jump C. So she can't do that anymore because it's considered a rising normal. We've already seen examples of that. Same with Full Moon. Same with Akiha, which is based on Seifuku, which she was able to do from her jump B. So she can't do it anymore. So just a heads up on that. Other things we noticed. Shiki Tono, when you land an arc drive, he does get Nanaya moves. So what happens is his 2-2 motions become Nanaya moves. So he gets we saw already earlier, he gets the teleport overhead move. He gets that one. I think that's his 2-2A, his down A. But if you do down B, he gets the banana slice, the infamous banana Shiki slice move. That was also a Nanaya move, but Nanaya could move, like change, like go forward or back with it. I don't think he can here. It's more like Full Moon Shiki slices. So that's actually really cool that I brought back. I haven't seen people do 2-2C yet, so I have no idea what that one is. So that's actually really cool that we have that. What else do we know? Hit stun decay looks to be very strict, just like Under Night. We're seeing people already dropping out of combos, even jump BC combos, from not as many hits as you would normally see from like previous multiplayer games. Don't know how to feel about that, because it kind of means that the combos are a bit more restrictive. But again, I have to test that out when I get the game tomorrow. Yeah, launchers. So just like we predicted in the analysis, launchers cause an auto jump. It's a guaranteed auto jump. So and if you try to jump during the auto jump, you'll do a double jump instead. So don't press jump after if you do a launcher. Just like we predicted, launchers are auto jumps. And there's apparently a dash grab macro. I don't know what the macro is exactly, but apparently if you press like this certain combination of buttons, you will do a run forward grab, just like Blaze Blue cross tag battle, which I'm kind of like, what about? But I don't know how strong that'll be compared to like just doing a regular dash forward grab. So that's something else we know. So, oh, and one last thing, actually, I forgot to mention, there are actually air auto combos too. So if you mash B, in the air, you will automatically do jump BC grab. You will not do an automatic double jump, so you have to do BB and then manually jump, and then BBB to do jump B, to do like jump BC, double jump, BC, air grab kind of thing to mimic that. So that is something to see, that's something to note as well. So how strong that'll be, we don't know. Again, we don't have the game for that long, so like literally just for a couple hours. We still need to see how this game works, so that is something to note. But yeah, Saber's in this game. Very, very good addition. Glad to see it. Like, I'm happy to see how she turned out here. It's not as boring as I thought she would be. Again, short reaction, because, 45-second trailer, not much we can gauge from that compared to like a 3-minute video. I don't think we're going to see match footage because the game's going to be out now, so I'll see what I can do. I don't think I'm going to stream myself. I don't know, maybe I'll stream myself on this channel on my initial labbing with the characters with Miyako and see how that goes, and maybe do some matches online, but I have no idea. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might just lab on my own. We'll see. But anyways, after this, I'm going to try to upload. There was a last set of Melty Blood Actress Again current code matches I have, which I want to upload before, this game's release. So kind of like a final, at least for me personally. And it's going to be on someone I fought before on this channel, and it was like the first person I fought. Or at least, not first person I fought, but the first match footage I fought on this channel. And I think it would be a fitting way to close it out, to end it with what I started with, at least on this channel. I fought other people before him, but yeah, it'd be kind of interesting. And it's a really fun set, so it'd be nice to see. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys at Type Lumina's release, like official release on NA. Unless you guys got the game already, have fun with it. Have fun. Enjoy it as much as you can. Thank you.